All right, welcome everybody. Today is core and posture. All right, they both kind of go hand in hand. We are going to be using the ball and some weights. You could have a heavy weight as well as a couple of lighter weights. We're going to do some weight exercises once we get really good in touch with the core. I think what we'll do first of all is just talk about neutral alignment. We can do this a lot of ways. We can start with seated, and then we can do some standing. So let's start with seated. I might even turn to the side a little bit. But first of all, what you want to think about is don't let your head go forward. All right, we'll kind of go from top to bottom. So you don't want your head to go forward. You want your head to be your ears should be right over your clavicle, they say here. All right, so think about that. And then also lift the chest. We're going to lift the chest. You want a slight curve here rather than this kind of a curve. Bring it up. All right. Then you got your lumbar curve here. We're going to think about the hips. You can think about tucking them under or back. You actually want to kind of engage kind of in between there, a nice neutral spot. So we call that neutral alignment. Basically just aligning your spine in a very neutral sort of a way. Okay? So let's go ahead and start with, we're just going to put our arms together or hands together, and we can kind of work the core. Now you have a muscle here, the transverse abdominal muscle, that runs sideways, and that they often call it your belt. So we want to work on getting your belt stronger. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to tighten up the core. I want you to kind of get engaged with that. Kind of take a couple deep breaths there as you hold that core. And relax. So let's talk breathing, because a lot of the main core exercises start with your breathing and your diaphragm. So nice, long, deep breaths. So you're going to inhale, feel the breath coming in, and exhale. Excellent. So think about belly breathing. As you inhale, go ahead and allow the belly to come out a little bit. And then as you exhale, allow the belly to come in. Take a couple more deep breaths. One more deep breath. Good. So go back to this hand thing here, and I want you to do a nice tight squeeze with your hands, but think about the core tightening too. Imagine that you have like a girdle on. You're just going to tighten it all up. Notice how much you get taller, and then relax. So we're going to hold it a couple seconds and then relax. Hold and relax. Exhale. Inhale. We'll do two more. Exhale. Inhale. And one more. And relax. Good. So get your ball out now for a second. You can do the same kind of exercise, really kind of engaging the core. So what I want you to kind of get the idea of is trying to tighten this up all around here as you do the squeeze, all right? Really just kind of focus on that. At the same time, make sure that you have your ears over your shoulders, chest is up, hips are not one way or another, but neutral, okay? So find that spot again, and then we're gonna go ahead and squeeze, tighten the core, and relax. We'll do about 5 of those. Squeeze, exhale, about a 2-second exhale, and then inhale. Also, the breathing is good. Do a little forceful breath, exhale. That'll get you in touch with your diaphragm a little more, and inhale. 2 more, exhale, and inhale. Really force the breath out. Exhale, and relax. Excellent. Let's just kind of roll the ball around us a little bit, just to kind of warm you up a little bit, get your arms moving. And other direction. So next what we're going to do, we're going to stand up, and we'll talk a little bit more about neutral alignment when you're standing. The whole idea is we're going to do this, we're focused on the neutral alignment, get you in touch with it, and then we'll work some exercises. All right, so you can keep the ball, or if you have a balloon is even better. I have a little balloon over here, And what I'd like you to do is find a spot up against the wall and put the ball or the balloon right up against the wall and your back of your head. All right. So the main thing is that oftentimes people will have a forward head. So as you're walking, your head's like this. Your head weighs 8 pounds. So imagine a weight kind of weighing you down, 8-pound weight. That's what we're talking about. Any amount of that adds quite a bit of stress to the spine. So what you want to work is just really getting that head back. So put that, if you can find a spot somewhere, put it up against the wall. I'll just kind of show you from this side. Hopefully you can see even better. But now what you don't want to do is have that curved back or anything like that. Think neutral hip alignment, head back, lift the chest. Good. Now what I want you to do, if you can, is try to move a little bit. See if you can maintain that neutral alignment while you're doing some knee raises. Now, if you don't have a ball or whatnot, just try to think about your posture, maintaining that alignment. Again, think about that belt, tighten the belt, and then raise those hips a little bit. Good. Now alternate with the opposite arm and hand. Make it even harder, but you really need to focus. Focus on that core. You can see how it gets a little harder once you start moving. Excellent. All right, so that's something you can do to kind of think about really working, getting your head back more. All right. And another one that I like to do, go ahead and sit or stand either way. I'm just sitting so you can really see me, is take your head forward and then pull your head back. Take your head forward and then pull your head back. It's just so that you can get in touch with those muscles a little bit more. And it does really feel good on your neck and everything too. Forward and back. Forward and back. Good. All right, you can set the ball down or balloon down for now. Let's go back to, let's sit back a little bit. Think about your core again, tighten all that core, find your exact good posture, your neutral alignment, pull the belly in, tuck those hips under just a tad bit. And now we're gonna just work some toe touches, little toe touches. Now think about the core, try to stay steady, try to just focus on that girdle or the belt. Do some heel touches. So I'm just trying to teach you that as you're doing your main exercises too, you're thinking about this core each and every time. This would be the aerobic type stuff. You can see how it changes things. You don't want to be doing this sort of thing. Right? Do a basic march. You could even turn to the side if you need to see yourself, but do a basic march and find your good posture. And make sure that you're not rocking back and forth each time you do it, so that you're working your core, keeping it stable. So do a few marches. More of an assessment than anything, but it's great to work. Next one we'll do is like a little crawl. Imagine that you're just crawling here. Keep that core nice and tight. Like Spider-Man crawling up a wall. And you could start with just raising the heel if you needed to start there. But look at your core. Make sure that you're not going side to side. Make sure you're nice and stable. Actually, you start to feel it after a while. It's pretty good work on the core. A few more. Excellent. Now you could always do the same kind of letter type stuff that we've done before, or you get a block of wood. Go ahead and stand up if you want to. We're going to do a single leg balance here in a second, but I also wanted to point out that you could also do the letter type thing and then add your walking, and it keeps it so that you have to keep a neutral alignment. All right, just another exercise that you could do. But let's get right into some single leg balance. And I want you to think about your core sideways here. Make sure that you're not leaning into your hip. Right, have your posture upright. Think about it from the side too. Shoulder, ears back, head back. And just hold there for another, we'll say 20 seconds. Really focusing on tightening the middle part of the body there. That's the main focus. Working on that core tightening all around it. Think about the rib cages here with the diaphragm. That's part of that breathing. That really helps if we work all that. You'll have a better tight core. Let's go ahead and relax the other side. Work the balance here at the same time. Find your right spot there. And again, you don't want to be leaning back. Go forward. Think about good posture. Give me about 20 seconds. Just keep trying if you can't hold it. Excellent. All right. So what I want to do next is called a farmer's walk. You want to get a bigger, heavier weight for this. We're going to start doing a little bit of weights now. Hopefully you're a little more in touch with your core. Got to keep it tight while we're doing these exercises. All right. So let's get the big weight out. Whatever you got. I got a 5-pound weight here. So this is called a farmer's carry. Really, all it is just walking with a weight in your hand. Just like you're a farmer carrying something. Got to carry it to the barn. And since I don't have a big house or since I don't have a long ways to go, I don't have as far, but you could make it a further distance if you wanted to. But let's get down to the basics here. You want to make sure that you have good tight core. You don't want to be carrying it like this. All right, and we're just going to start with the basics. There's other things we're going to do with this too. But just walk forward and make sure, you can even look at your video, make sure that you have a good tight core. You can walk back. Try it with some bigger steps, like some knees up. Might get a little bit tougher on the core. Watch your balance. You got this one weight here. Just assess yourself a little bit. Going back and forth. Excellent. So then we could do it so that we're walking the line. Since I have the hardwood floor, it makes it easy. We can put a tape on the floor or just walk heel to toe. But you still have it in one hand, working that way, working a little more balance too. Posture and core. Go the other direction. What have we got to do there? Okay, and let's go ahead and put it in the other hand. Farmer's walk, just walk around the house, whatever you got. You could also build a little agility type course with the farmer's walk, you know, doing this sort of a thing, walking around your house. But first, just assess yourself, seeing how you are with your posture. And maybe one side's not so good. Maybe the other side's better than the other. Just think about it there. Got to tighten the belt. Try to keep just this middle section tight, not the upper part, just that middle section. Good. And obviously the heavier weight, too, it's going to be a little bit harder. Try walking with some big steps in that other hand too. We'll do all three of those. Big steps, and we have the walk in the line. But you know, if you're seeing yourself do this when you're doing it, you know, then this is a great exercise for you. Maybe lower the weight even. Try to see if you can stay balanced there. You don't have to walk. You could even just do your steps there. Even, you don't have to walk with it. All right, let's try that line. Walk the line here. Definitely adds some more difficulty. And the farmer's carry isn't always one hand. It could be both. It oftentimes is both hands, but we're doing a single arm farmers carry just for the sake of the core, really working the core there. Do just a little bit more of that walking the line. Give yourself some time to practice. Tighten that core. Excellent. All right. Like I said, you can do all that stuff in place too. Probably could do a lot of it seated in your own manner. We are going to move on to seated with, I'd say, lighter weights. I'm going to do some actual core work with you in terms of the weights and doing some sit-up type stuff. So let's go ahead and have a seat. And I think we'll go ahead and start with just seated sideways. And all you're going to do is lean back and forward. Back and forward. So what I want you to do, though, is really think about tightening, pulling the belly button in. You might think of it that way. Just pull your belly button in. It makes it harder, too, a lot harder when you do these sit-ups. You'll flatten out the belly. Oh, I just saw somebody fall here. Hold on a second. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and go back to these sit-ups. Just do a couple more. I'm going to mute everybody. Hold on. Okay. So the next step I want to do, just because remember, when you're doing core two, in terms of the working of the abdominal muscles, you have the diagonal way, you have the forward method, and then you also have the side-to-side type deal too. All right. So let's do a side-to-side because we can basically take a break and do the different ones while the one's resting. So now we'll do some rotation instead of forward and back. I like to come to center and then twist. And I also like to hold each time for a second and then come back. Because when you hold it, it actually works the muscles. You'll tighten those muscles up a little more. So you're thinking about that core though, right? I already got a little slack. Got to tighten it up, then twist. Give me just a couple more. You have to think about it the whole time. You think about core the whole time in this class, you'll be feeling some muscles you didn't think you had. That's for sure. All right, let's go back to sideways. And we're gonna do leg up, and then what you do is lengthen your leg, and then pull yourself up as you bring the knee in. We'll do both sides about 10 times. That's 1, 2, 3. Nice and slow is good. I always like to get in a hurry, but nice and slow. I'm exhaling as I come in. Last 2 there. I kind of lost count, but I think we're about 10. Give yourself a little bit of a break. If you get a Charlie horse or anything, just relax on it. You don't have to keep trying. I understand. We're going to go back to the other side now. So lengthen the leg, pull it in. You don't have to go back too far either. It doesn't take much. Good core work, but you got to think about tightening that belt. It should be burning around your waist there. Give me about 3 more. Excellent. All right, let's go back to that twisting that we were doing. Twist, center, twist, center. Let's hold that a little extra. 1, 2, relax. Over to the side. 1, 2. Couple more times. Keep that core tight. Excellent. All right, let's set the weights down just for a moment. We're going to keep working these muscles in the middle of the body. And we're going to get the ball out. So we've got the front of the body as well as the back of the body. Let's work the front first again. We're just going to go straight forward. About 10 of these. Think breathing. Exhale. Really good for the core work. The exhaling tightens that sideways muscle. Let's go diagonal here. If you want more, raise one of the knees up, the opposite knee. Do what you can though. And try to go all the way back too. If you don't have a ball, just kind of sit a little ways away from your chair. You'll get the same kind of effect. About 4 more each side. Last 2. Exhale each time. Excellent. So let's talk about the back muscles. So let's raise the ball to upper back. And then when we press into the chair, it's actually going to work the lower back muscles. And those are core muscles. Pressing back just like so. Notice I waited till the last part of this class to do the back muscles. You don't want to wear your back muscles out and then do other type of things that need them. So you work your back muscles last primarily. So let's press back, hold. You can even hold a little longer. Do what's best for you. Now don't forget about the tightening the core too. So I'm sure a lot of you kind of forgot about that. And if you think about it again, let's relax for a second and we'll do another round. But if you think about it, try to really tighten this area first. Pull the belly button in. All right, and tighten it as you push back. So I'm tightening that area, push back. You start working that area along with the back muscles, you're really going to work the core. You should feel it. About 5 more. Keep it tight. You might imagine you're just trying to put tight pants on and then you're pushing back. Give me about 2 more. Yeah, you'll feel that. All right. Give yourself a little massage there. Lower back. Just kind of massage it out. You can use your hands if you need to. Whatever you got. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's work the ball between the legs. So you work some inner thighs at the same time as you work the core. I want you to tighten up the core, squeeze the inner thighs. Make sure. So think about that core as you do those inner thighs. It's a great exercise to work the core because it really helps you focus on it. Notice your posture already getting better. Actually, posture helps you feel good too. So if you have good posture, you always feel a little more positive. Just straightening up always feels nice. And let's hold it here. Take a couple breaths. Just enjoy the posture. And relax. All right. Good deal. Let's go ahead and move back to the weights. We're going to do some chest pressing. I'm going to get my lighter weights here. Got these ones here. And I'm going to lean back. And I kind of wanted to cover this one just because that way you can really focus on working the core here. So what you don't want is this big round back, tighten, pull the belly in, get a neutral spine. So imagine you're straight up and down, but you're leaning back. Get that neutral spine, up and together, down and out. So really engage the core the whole time that you're doing this exercise. In other words, you might think of pulling your belly button in, think like you're trying to get tight pants on. Suck it all in. So you can see, you can't really tell when somebody's working the core, but somebody could be doing double the effort. You wouldn't even know it. Let's do 2 more of those. And relax. All right, good deal. Just give yourself a little rest, maybe roll the shoulders. Okay. Let's try this one as well. I'll turn to the side first to show you. You start with your hands behind the legs, and you're going to keep your back nice and straight. And we're just going to come back like so. So I really want to work the back muscles this time, tightening the lower back. So this is reverse fly. You can do this standing too. It would look like this. But you have to make sure to keep that back nice and straight. Working those back muscles there. Two more. And relax. Excellent. Let's go ahead and have the palms up. We're just going to go in and out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together in the back. Remember, tighten the core as well. Tighten the belt. Two more. Excellent. And then I want to try just a couple more things. I'm going to grab my bigger weight. I'm going to stand up. So we did the single leg balance earlier. Now we're going to do it with one weight in one hand. So this will really challenge your sideways stability. You can have the other hand here to hold on if you need. Think about pull this leg back. That'll force you to go forward, so you got to have good posture there. You can have it touch the ground too, whatever you need to. Give me about 6 more of these. See if you're leaning to the side or not. Good, let's just try the other side. About 12 of them. I'm putting the leg back just because that'll work our back muscles more. But you could have it forward too if it's more comfortable. Got to get that posture, pull the belly in. So yeah, you might imagine that just somebody punched you in the gut. That tightens it up for you too. Keep it nice and tight. That'll help your balance. Give me about 4 more. Excellent. All right, let's just go ahead and set that weight down. I am going to finish up with some stretching. Hopefully you enjoyed the core work. The main thing is to apply all of that to the other exercises that you do. Put your one leg out, take a deep breath in, and we'll stretch the back of the leg. Next week is going to be yoga on Friday. We'll be alternating yoga and something else pretty much, but next week will be yoga. 11 o'clock on Friday. Excellent. Let's go ahead and point and flex. You still working that core? Make some circles. Other Other direction. And other leg out. Deep breath in. So I think the best way to get better posture is just to practice it. You could set aside a half hour or an hour a day and set an alarm and make sure you're actually thinking about your posture. Or it could be whenever you go to the grocery store. Just come up with times to actually practice deliberately thinking about your core, tightening the belt, having good posture. All right, point and flex the foot. Circles. Other direction. Excellent. And then I'm going to grab onto the side of the chair and just stretch the side out here. And other side. Twisting. And other side. Stretching the back of your arm. You can lean to the side too. And other side. Okay, so we're going to finish with some nice breathing. I'm going to show you some massage type breath that I like to do. So what you're going to do is inhale. Try to let the belly expand out as you inhale. And the biggest thing here is you're going to exhale. And as you exhale, try to exhale all the air out. So that really works your diaphragm too, like we were talking about earlier, pushing that breath out. Inhale and exhale. Pull the belly in. Inhale. So the inhale is about 5 seconds. And then the exhale is going to be more like 7 seconds. Just keep trying to get all the air out. Make sure you don't get dizzy though. And then inhale. So you start to do this breath and you start to feel like you're giving yourself a massage on the inside. Just moving all the organs around with your breath. About 2 more breaths. It's hard to see, but I'm just breathing all the way in, all the way out. 1 more breath. Should feel a lot of movement in the belly. Excellent. Let's just finish with 2 more breaths here, closing up the class. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale. Deep breath in. And exhale. Namaste. All right, great job, everybody. Thanks again.